what is it? Let me see. Zoom out, zoom out. It's Spindle Clutch, Banish Cells, and Fungal Grotto is the first 3 dungeons at level 15. And obviously they set them there, so basically you kind of don't have anything as your second weapon skill yet. And yeah, so you're very limited. Even if you want to be a certain role, you're not fully prepared as it. Because what everyone's kind of noticed at the moment is it's so hard to get a tank. Tank's the hardest thing in the party search to get.
Yeah, that's why I built my character to a tank, because originally my guy was just some random mashup of skills, and then I heavily invested in one hand and shield and health, and so that's I feel like healers and tanks are always the ones that are hardest to find. Everybody and their mother is a DPS. It feels like.
Yeah, of course. So. That's why when I did my Templar, I thought, right, I know what is hard to get. So when I went Sorcerer, I made sure my Sorcerer was going to be the healer in dungeons. Excuse me, because there's enough people doing DPS, and if you watch any of my healer videos of the dungeons, fucking no one dies, and I never died. I become a really good healer, but I knew that was the hardest thing, so I made sure he had the tits heal skills. And even with my Dragon Knight, even though I just want him to have a 2-handed sword and become the ultimate beast, I'm just solely leveling up sword and board for dungeons only, and that's something I would recommend, just because it saves the huge hassle. Even if you want, like, because in this game there's about just shy of 300 skill points, or even more now because of Craglorn. There's about 300 skill points you can get via quests and Sky Shards and I class them as quests actually. Harbinger? What are they fucking called that? The Harborage, that's it, yeah. A Harbinger. I don't even know what the hell I was trying to say. But yeah, there's about 300 skill points to get. So I would recommend you have, like, you know, your sword and your bow, and then obviously chuck some on your sword and shield, get the taunt, get a few of the a chance to be a better defense, you know, where it blocks all projectiles as well as spells and shit like that. But I think how they've done the dungeons, I think they're really good. They're all challenging. Veteran, it gets very hard. It's a huge jump up. You try and do as soon as you become a veteran, you have the chance to do veteran dungeons 1 to 5. It is veteran 1 to 5 sort of dungeon, and fucking the amount of people that try it at veteran 1 and they're there with like the level 44 gear or 48 gear, like not blue or anything like that, and it's like, Jesus Christ, they're not ready for it. I recommend, if you become a veteran, don't even bother with the dungeon till you're at least veteran rank 3 or 4 with gear around that tier as well, because you're just becoming a liability to your party. But I think it's really, really good, the dungeons. I very much enjoy these, because I did play a lot of Terror. I don't know if anyone's ever played Terror, but that game also looked fantastic, and it was really damn good. But Jesus Christ, the dungeons got very boring. Like I got 2 level 50 characters, and also, which is max level in that game, and one that was level 35 or something, and the amount of times I fell asleep like playing the dungeons, I'm not even taking the piss, man. If I was recording back then, I was like sort of tanking, and I started getting noddy and that, because it was not fun. But this game is so, you've really got to think and see what's going on, because everything's like, you know, not point and click. It's, you've got to aim, you've got to turn, you've got to block. It's actual, you know, there's something that's powering up an attack, you block it, and then they'll be off guard, and then you've got the chance to knock them down. So it's very, very good, because it keeps you more on your toes, because you get the openings. It's not just click, click, click like WoW or something where click, 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 dead. Yeah, you've actually got like a bit of challenge. You've got to see the movement, see what's coming, and same with bosses. You see the big things that are coming. You get the big AoEs on the ground. You got to run out of it. Boom! It misses you. Run back in. So it's really exciting. Obviously, for an MMO, it can't compare to single player kind of combat, but at least it's not super boring. At least you're having to actually do something rather than setting a macro on all your hot bound keys kind of thing and just like letting them do the work. At least this, you've got to take charge and take, you know, actually do things. And the sheer fact that a lot of your skills all come from either magic or stamina, and you can't use a lot of them before you run out of your stats, really keeps you thinking like, what's good to use at this time. So it does make it good, because it does make it challenging, and all the dungeons are very different. That's what I like.
Hold on. I apologize.
Yeah, no worries.
What?
I need Dallas' keys. Come on. Take
Okay.
Yeah, I leveled up. I thought he's gonna take your door out. It's like douche, douche, douche.
The one thing I say, hey, don't bother me for a little bit. It may bother me. No worries.
That's how it
Where
goes.
were we? I apologize.
Yeah, I talked like obviously throughout the dungeons. I think I'll quickly mention about the things I found good in the dungeons and what was bad in the dungeons. Like up until one of the later patches, obviously when you're in the veteran dungeons, you find chests that were still level. You know, say you do your banished cells level 15. Them chests, when you open them, will have level 15 gear in it, even though you're doing it like veteran 4 in the veteran mode. So I always thought
really?
that, yeah. But now they've done a patch where there's 2 chests in the dungeon somewhere, always randomly moved. You know, there's no fixed location, so that's better. But they should have increased the loot because they're really hard to find. But the loot's still just as crappy as they are in normal chests, and that's, I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. How crap the loot is in maps. Like, you know, when you go dig up a map, it's guaranteed your loot's going to be just as crap as it is in normal chests.
Really? I thought that you had better loot when you did the treasure maps.
Barely. Really. Like, have you dug one up?
Yeah, and I got 2 really good pieces of armor, which obviously I deconstructed, and I got like 70 gold and like a couple of glyphs.
Usually, yeah. Well, that's probably the equivalent of like like either immediate. No, that's it. Probably an advanced or a master chest sort of thing. So obviously you get different tier chests. But I do like and I do like the fact that only one person can open it and then the chest vanishes. I do like that because it's kind of trolly. Because the amount of people, because I'm really good with the chest. I've opened fucking hundreds and hundreds, so I can do like the master chests like in fucking like 5 seconds sort of thing. And then you get people stood behind you at the chest, like waiting for you to fail. Because because I do it with people as well. I wait. I see, oh good, he's at a high chest. I know he's gonna fuck it up, and they do, and they can't go back on it for like 10 seconds. So you get the chance to go on it and take it. So I find that quite comical.
Yeah, I've actually never broken a lockpick. I had a point where I had like 370 lockpicks just destroying my inventory.
Yeah, you should get rid of it.
I had to dump them all. I thought that I think it's too easy to open the chest in this game. I've never had a problem with it. So
yeah. You might have a point there. It is fucking, like you're saying, master chests aren't exactly any difficult. It's just a bit quicker, but it's not fucking hard.
Yeah, they give you like what, 10 seconds to do it?
Yeah, so I think probably longer than that, but it's definitely something that the difficulty of things like that. There should be more things than just that kind of lot. Because if you've got a normal pirate's treasure chest, that should have that kind of lot. But then you go into like a ruins and like a Dwemer ruins, and it should have like a Dwemer style chest, which has a different style lock. Because why should locks be the same? Kind of thing for different like times and different eras. Locks should be either like the twist lock how they had in Skyrim, or they should be the barrel style lock like they have now. You know, different styles, so it tests you a bit more, so you never know what's coming. So it's something a bit more interesting maybe. But actually, a good thing I want to talk about is how much have you been improving your backpack and your guild, like your actual bank, and the price jump?
That's actually a good call. And actually, you helped me out a bit on that. I watched one of your videos on making extra characters, and I think I have like 4 extra characters who are just dedicated to bank space.
Yeah,
because I think I have 100 bank spaces, and right now in my inventory I have 95 inventory for my my main guy. So, and I spent like probably 30-40 grand at least just in bank space so far, and then probably 10 to 15 grand in inventory space. So yeah, the way to do it is just to make a couple extra characters and organize them. I have one for my food crafting. I have one for my raw materials that are really low level, and then I have one that just has random crap that I want to keep for God knows what reason, and
Yeah,
and so I just put it in that. So
definitely,
yeah, no,
definitely is unbelievable the price jump when you're upgrading something. It becomes stupidly expensive. I mean, I just get my characters now to its own 100 bank space because that costs. I think it costs up to about 8-9 grand or something, or 11 grand, and you got like 100 space, and then after that I just chuck everything, because if you leave it just the 60, it fills up so quick, like ridiculously quick.
Yeah, I don't understand why they limit the bank space. That's one thing I don't understand, is why that's what's so important, what's so yeah, how can you be a lot better of a player, and how can you abuse something if you have more bank space? That I don't understand. And I'm also a little upset that they didn't tie in the bank space or the inventory space with stamina to a point, like your own stamina.
Because that's what it usually is. It's like a strength trait or and it's usually tied directly to that. That's a good point. That's how it usually is in the other Elder Scrolls game. They're directly tied to how strong your dude is, to how much he can lift. How much can you lift, bro?
Not enough. Holy crap! I got like 15 items from a harpy. That was ridiculous.
But I tell you, one thing to delete immediately is all trophies. Like, yeah, I collected trophies with my first character. I end up with like 30 trophies or something like that. And you literally have no need for them. And they just become a huge bank waster kind of thing. But obviously they need... because
what do you mean by trophies?
You know, when you kill something... Let me see if I've got any trophies. Like, look in your... miscellaneous, look in your miscellaneous and hover over things, and you might see something saying trophies from like a quest, or it'll be in your bank somewhere, and you'll have something and it'll say trophy, and it's literally there for nothing. You can click on it, it'll do some kind of animation, or it'll do something, but that's all it's used for. It's just like a little like thing to say that you've done this quest, but you don't need them, and you just delete them, because fuck me, they waste so much space. It's unbelievable. But
yeah, I did that with the pets. At first, I don't ever use the pets. I have like 4 of them because I played the beta, because I pre-ordered, because I don't even know how I ended up with so many freaking pets in this game. But I had them in my inventory, and I was just like, why am I wasting 4 slots on this?
Yeah, it's like 2 mud crabs, a monkey, and a little imp thing in it.
I have all of the dragon, the monkey. I have an excess of pets. So if anybody would like to adopt a pet, you know,
the
price is
fucking
right.
Get rid of them. I always have my mud crab following me around on my Templar, but since then I just can't be asked.
Oh, and the mud crab. I have the mud crab too. Jeez, I have way too. Yeah. So I think I have 4 pets that are just sitting on some random character that I have no need for. So I have pets. I don't know why I don't just delete them. I feel like I don't want to delete them just because I know I got them for like playing the beta, and I don't know. Yeah,
that's all it is, to show like the only good thing is you got your Imperial horse, which Jesus Christ, that I like. Obviously there needs to be gold sinks in every MMO. There has to be gold sinks. Obviously there's nothing you need to buy in this game ever. There's the backpack and bank space is the only thing you can really have to invest your money in, because when it comes to mats and everything like that, you can get all that for free just by deconstructing. And obviously horses, 42,000 for a fucking horse that's got 10 more stats
so ridiculous.
than your 17.
So
yeah, and it's got 10 more stats than the 17,000 like gold horse. And it's like, that is not worth 42,000, because it takes you about 2 months of playing to get 42,000 gold. Like, and fuck me, it's not worth it.
I think the most gold I ever had was like 22,000, and then I went on some random spending spree because I wanted to upgrade my smithing. So I just bought like stacks on stacks on stacks of like auriculum ore, and then like 2 minutes later I was broke.
and I, honestly, that's why I made one of them videos to say like, how to max all your crafting without and gain every mat in the game. And it's just literally fucking take your time and just deconstruct, because there's no point in super power leveling up your crafting, because you can only make what your level is, kind of thing. You can't wear anything above what your level is. So just deconstruct it, and it'll just be as you are, and it'll hit level 50, and then you can make the best shit. And chances are you can't even wear the best shit by the time it's 50 anyway. So do not rush it. Do not buy things. Do not buy hundreds and hundreds of ingots to make all this, to deconstruct it. Because, Jesus, you can just get that by playing, questing, fucking mobs will drop the gear, and you just deconstruct it, and it'll just level fine. Plus, you'll get mats, and you're not spent anything. Or you can sell the shit that you don't want to other idiots that want to buy all the ore.